Hello everyone, I hope I am audible and visible. Let me have a quick tech check so that I should aware that whether I'm audible or not. Just a minute. Okay, I guess I am properly audible and visible. I am properly audible. Yes, everything seems to be fine from my side and yes. So, welcome to Fortnightly Current Affairs, and here we are. So last 15 days were quite vibrant, right? Positively and negatively. Like as a proud Indian, we know we had successfully launched the Chandrayaan 3. And finger crossed, coming 1 month, 1.5 month are very critical. Hope for the best so that we can have a successful moon mission, lunar mission. Then apart from that, we can see our Prime Minister visiting France. We are still seeing the Manipur violence and then the nature disasters. Entire North India is being flooded, and states like Haryana, Punjab, Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Himachal, Uttaranchal, all of them are being flooded for the different reasons, and the destruction is very huge. Right. So, apart from that, we had seen certain development in terms of the wrestler protest. The FIR, the charge sheet is saying something about the ex-president or chairman of the Wrestling Federation of India, and tons of different news as well. Like Wagner's group, the chief met Russian President Vladimir Putin, and they are having certain discussion. So, entire fortnight was quite vibrant and was having tons of different what we can say incident, and out of them we are going to discuss the uh, two major event which are kind of important for the clad purpose and all other thing. Okay, so without any delay, let's start what we are having today. The first one is Supreme Court's order in the no extension of the tenure of current ED chief Sanjay Mishra. So, when our forefathers, the founding fathers, decided to build our democracy, decided to build the system of our country, they decided that no component of the society should have unlimited power. Yes, that's the term that we use. No component of the society should have the unlimited power so that he or she or any institution can dominate over any particular group of people or any particular part of society. ED or Enforcement Directorate is one of the particular institution that is supposed to be independent, that is supposed to be not getting influenced by any of the political ideology or ruling government or any other thing. Right. So the Supreme Court was having this particular hearing on this PIL that the current chief Sanjay Mishra was getting extension and extension and extension. He got three extension. Yes, he was supposed to be there for 2 years, but he was continuously getting extension, and this is something which is not at all was welcome. Though it was the time of COVID-19 and some other particular uh, like uh, factors were there to which the government was extending to which were the base for the extension of the tenure of ED. But ED chief is Sanjay Mishra. But currently, Supreme Court says he is not going to get any sort of extension at all. Right? Yes. So as the Supreme Court says, भैया chief ED जो है ED chief जो है Sanjay Mishra, he is not going to get any extension, and whatever extension he got, right, apart from first extension, all of them were not very much welcome. So what is the background of this particular case? Let's discuss about this. So current ED chief who is being appointed in 2018 November, and as I told you, he was appointed for the 2 years, and he was not supposed to get any extension. And further, he was not supposed to get any of the superior post as well. So it was 2020, and you are aware about what was 20 in 2020. So they extended this particular time period for the 3 years, giving one year of extension. So ultimately, starting from 2018 to 2023, he was the chief of Enforcement Directorate almost for 5 years, 5 long years. In the 2021, after the first extension, some people decided that this particular thing is not logical and constitutional. So they decided to go for the court, and government of India decided that if people are going to court, they will have certain amendment in the act. So government of India later amended the Central Vigilance Commission Act 2003, and Delhi Special Police Establishment Act 1947, that can grant power to the government for the three tenure extension. Yes. So people, when decided to go to court, the government of India decided to amend the entire act, and the government decided that government should have power for the at least three extension. Right. Again, this amendment was challenged in the court, and ultimately Supreme Court said, right, the tenure should be fixed, and this kind of extension in certain condition is not at all welcome. The thing is, question was not about the extension. Question was about the independence and freedom of enforcement directive. Yes, Supreme Court properly explained that how it is supposed to be independent, how it is supposed to be free, and the kind of incident that is being recorded from last 5 years, the ruling government against the opposition leaders, the kind of threat they are being facing, they are facing with the ED, right? This is something which was not transparent how it is working, why majority of opposition leader are having cases against it, and lots of different factors were there due to which this particular question came out, that whether ED is free or not. And the current ED chief was again in question by the opposition parties, and that he is not independent, he is biased toward the current ruling government. So Supreme Court decided that bhaiya, let's end the tenure, let's not give any extension. That's it. End of the story. Okay. The court also said that whatever amendment are being declared, specific extension to director of ED is invalid. जो भी आप कह रहे हो, हाँ, दिल्ली स्पेशल पुलिस एक्ट को उन्होंने वैलिड रखा है, बट एनी अदर इंसिडेंट जो विजिलेंस कमीशन एंड अदर थिंग है, उसमें उन्होंने सीधे तौर पे क्या बोला, no, it is not at all going to be validate. It's a wrong thing. Right now, this particular mandamus refers to a writ on order issued by a court to public body, tribunal, corporation, or lower court, directing them to perform the special legal duty that they are obligated to carry out. This is something जो definition है. Simply, Supreme Court, High Court, and Supreme Court are having authorities to direct certain institutions like public bodies, like any corporation, any lower court authority, to carry out the specific duty, specific legal duty. That is something that is being described under the Article 32 and 226 of Constitution, due to which, with the help of which, this Supreme Court order is going to be accepted and held. Right. This was something that happened to ED this week, this particular 15 days. Now, understand very well, when this kind of question is in your exam, this kind of passage is in your exam, the uh, constitutional point like Article 32, Article 226, some of the cases associated with it, the current person who is the chief of ED, right? And after that, is there like anything, any recent development in the appointments? Like we had seen the change in the appointment of Chief Election Commissioner and Election Commissioner of India. Okay, so these are the some basic point that comes under the objective points जिसके basis पे questions बनते हैं. ED क्या है ये भी अपन समझ लेते हैं. ED is a multidisciplinary organization mandate with the investigation of offense associated with the money laundering and violation of foreign exchange. So quite simply अगर मैं समझाना चाहूँ तो, है ना, simply अगर मैं समझाना चाहूँ तो कहानी ये है, you put some particular thing in picture, you are having certain issues with the money, the finance you are getting, yeah, right, any particular thing that comes under the ED. So ED is actually working under the three different laws: the Foreign Exchange Management Act, that is known as FEMA, right? Prevention of Money Laundering Act, that is known as PMLA, and Fugitive Economic Offender Act, that is FEOA. Okay, these are particular acts under which it operates, under which it enforces enforces these laws to the citizen of India. right? These are some particular basics of ED. I have a question for you. Try to figure out what was the year when ED was established. I guess the story starts from 1946. That's the hint for you. Moving on. Yes, Sachin, very good. Moving on to the next topic. Chandrayaan 3. Feeling proud? Yes or no? Come on. Every one of you are feeling proud that time. Okay. So the thing is, it's been a very long journey. I have read lots of articles about Chandrayaan 3. And apart from that, I was feeling very proud when I was reading the entire history of ISRO. I mean, how a small village, right? How a small village. Okay, Kavyayani, that's it. Okay, so the story starts with a very small village where some, what we can say, scientist, youth, full of energy, full of vision, started this particular journey. Yeah, we get the rocket. It was 1963, I guess. We get the rocket, but we were not having any vehicle, right? Automobile through which we can transfer that particular rocket to the launching site. So we used bull cart, we used bicycles, and from there to now we are into the third specific lunar mission, Chandrayaan 3. And as the research, right? As the I was a technical person, I was a mechanical engineer. So as I understand the kind of preparation, as I understand the kind of uh, development after the failure of Chandrayaan 2, though Chandrayaan 2 was not a complete failure, right? It actually carried out majority of its mission except for the soft landing of lander, right? So apart from that, everything the Chandrayaan 2 was decided was successful. The kind of research, the kind of development, the kind of what we can say precautions Chandrayaan 3 is having, right? Finger crossed and touch wood if nothing goes wrong, and it will be a successful mission. And we will become the first country to carry out a southern pole lunar mission. Right. So that is something that happened this week. And I'm not sure about that. I was watching ISRO's YouTube channel while this launch was carried out. It was 2:35 p.m., right? And I was pretty much excited. And so as almost, I'm not sure about the news channels, but the ISRO's YouTube channel was having millions of people on live, and they were watching the launch of Chandrayaan 3. Okay, now the thing is, when we've discussed about Chandrayaan 3, there are two major things that we should discuss, right? The first thing is why South Pole, okay, and what are the like objective and what are the implications or what are the kind of result that this particular mission is going to deliver. I'm not sure about you, but I read, like, I am aware about the NASA's current mission Artemis, right? That is going to send the man to the moon again after 50 years. And they want to carry out the exploration in the southern pole. Yes. So if if they want to settle down, if they want to send the men to the moon, right? India Chandrayaan 3 and its successful moon landing is going to be one of the major event that they want, and they want it to be successful so that they can utilize the data for themselves and so that they can successfully carry out their mission. Right. Yes, it's not only us. There like countries and space agencies are looking toward NASA, sorry, ISRO, and they are like, Please ISRO, please make this particular mission successful so that we can take your data and we can help like carry out our mission successfully with the help of your data." Right. So that is what something that is happening. Chandrayaan 3 is a follow-on mission of Chandrayaan 2. Right. And that is supposed to have a technical language, end-to-end capability in the safe landing and rovering the lunar surface. Rovering, that means, okay, Kavyani, okay. So let's have the Chandrayaan 3 and then we will, like, in before next slide. we are going to have this particular discussion, how this particular works and all other thing. Okay, so I'm not sure, but are you get got involved into that discussion of Twitter, that whether Pandit Nehru created ISRO or not? Yeah, this is there is a discussion that is it the vision of Pandit Nehru or any other thing, but we will discuss about it. So the Chandrayaan 2 was having a similar kind of objective, that they are going to send a proper orbiter. Orbiter is one of the particular object that orbits around the moon, and then they are going to have a lander. Lander is something which is going to take the soft landing, right, on the moon, and after the soft landing, the lander will launch the rover. The rover is a vehicle with specific capabilities. It is going to have some sensors. It is going to have some battery-powered engine, right? We'll discuss about it. And it is going to have certain objective that they are going to do 14, 15 days of total mission. That is, they are going to collect data, they are going to understand the geology, they are going to understand the chemical composition of the surface and all other things. So this is the end-to-end capability of safe landing and rovering the lunar surface. That is the mission of Chandrayaan 3. Okay, so I'm not sure, have you seen that particular uh, web series known as Rocket Boys? Tried to figure out ek baar dekhna, but after exam, not now. Yeah, right. So what exactly happened? There was Vikram Sarabhai, there was some other people, and it's not the like story is not just the after it's not started after independence. The story of ISRO started before independence. Not sure about the name, but uh, there was this one particular person who was a scientist, and he was associated with, and he was very much curious about space. So when India got independence, some of them actually get very close to Pandit Nehru, and Pandit Nehru at that time, I mean, it was a very big decision that like having approximate 2000 crore rupee budget, overall budget, right, for the entire economy, and like affording a space agency who can carry out the space exploration, space research, was kind of luxury. And that luxury was that luxury belongs to at that time countries like USA, USSR, European Space Agency, not to India, because India was a poor country. But ultimately, Vikram Sarabhai, Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, he was a scientist and he was very close to Pandit Nehru. And he was like, Pandit ji, we need to have a space agency, we need to have a space exploration program. So at that time, Indian National Committee for Space Research, known as INCOSPAR, that is the short form, but that was the Indian National Committee for the Space Research. It was established, and after that, this particular what we can say, Committee for Space Research, Indian National Committee for Space Research, was renamed in 1969 as Indian Space Research Organization, with a proper vision, with the proper objective, with the proper budget allocation, governing aspect, and all other things. Right? That is how we started our space journey. I mean, it's very beautiful to understand, very beautiful to read, that there was a time when countries were not very helpful, but some of them helped us building our space program. And by learning those, by learning with those people, while learning with those missions, some of them were successful, majority of them were not successful. By learning those mistakes, we started becoming more and more and more independent. And ultimately, by the time of 1992, starting from 1975 Aryabhatta to 1992 inside 2A, we become completely independent and completely self-reliant, self-capable space agency. We used to have our launch vehicles, we used to have our rocket, we can build our satellite and everything. So inside 2 become a complete indigenous satellite for the ISRO, for the India. So 1992 से हम completely independent थे. Now, there is some particular report, like 2020 की एक report है जिसके हिसाब से India is only having approximate total 2% of budget allocated to entire space agencies. Like NASA को 30 billion मिलता है, some space agency get some billions. But out of that space research, space budget, space economy, India was just having 2%. And some of them were like, 2%, that means very less. No. Why we are happy with the 2% of total participation? Because with this 2%, we are sending tons of rocket with the very efficient economic missions. I mean, when we sent our first Mars orbiter mission known as Mangalyaan, right? At the same year, there was this Gravity movie came into like it was released. The budget of Gravity movie was more than our Mars orbiter mission, Mangalyaan. So we are that kind of specific and efficient in terms of economy and technical expertise. It was the first attempt for the Mars, and we were the successful one. Right? So from there, see, there was some particular thing that was lacking in Indian space research. That was the private participation, private party participation. Some countries, some companies like Godrej helped ISRO, right, with certain component. They paid it, Godrej some amount, but they were doing for the betterment to feel proud as an Indian. Then in 2020-21, Government of India decided to have an entire new branch of ISRO to have a private partnership, and they gave tons of funding, like almost $120 million to the registered 140 space startups in India. So, Jia, before this particular 2020-2021, the space research was quite Indian thing, Indian government thing. But now we are having startups, whether like Dhruv Space Agency is there, Skyroot is there, what is that name? Agantrika is there, some other particular agencies which get huge amount of funding, and they are doing great. So in coming years, we are going to become one of the largest space agency. Though in terms of project, we are one of the busiest one. In future, we are going to become more and more powerful and strengthened and capable. Right? That is ISRO, and I feel proud that I'm part of this particular journey of India. So I'm not part of ISRO, huh? Like Sarab scientist bhi ban gaye. Okay. Yes, Sachin, there was this movie, Mission Mangal kind of thing. I haven't seen that movie because I read the history and some technical part. Movies dramatize things, and they play with the factual information, which actually ruins things. So that is why I don't watch movies on these things or history. Okay, so let's move to the Chandrayaan's objective and Chandrayaan's specification. The missions are mission Chandrayaan 3 are having three objectives. Right. First, to demonstrate the safe and soft landing on the lunar surface. Soft landing, hard landing, simply. Hard landing is something you just throw an object to the lunar surface and it crashes. Soft landing is something in which you send a rover or a lander, and it will balance the gravity of moon, and it will land softly so that the equipment within the lander stays safe. Right. Then they are going to send the rover outside the lander, right, on the moon surface. It's going to conduct some research. It's going to collect some data, and ultimately it will send the data to the India, sorry, the Earth, right? And the in situ scientific experiment. So the thing is, South Pole is somewhere you don't have much energy and other thing, right? So we are going to have a connector kind of thing. So this is the moon surface. This is the rover. This is one particular equipment, and then they are going to send the signal and the research data to Earth. So it's a complex mission, but it's going to have tons of different what we can say benefit. Okay, so we are having a lander within side that we are having a propulsion module. Acha, this particular thing that is going to send the data from rover to Earth. That is the propulsion module, right? That is something which are the objective. Now, Chandrayaan 3 is the third moon mission. We are having some objective point, right? Chandrayaan 2 was sent in 2019, and it was not having a very successful outcome, but majority of outcome was successful, and they are going to explore South Pole. Acha, why to explore? Why they wanted to explore South Pole? I mean, China want to explore South Pole of the moon. US want to space the sorry, explore the South Pole of the moon. The reason behind this is South Pole doesn't have sunlight. Yes, approximate 4.65 billion years ago, the entire solar system was created. From then to now, right? The South Pole doesn't have light. So this is the place where you can find, like, you can find a place that is having that is unexplored by any kind of energy, whether that is solar energy or any other kind of thing. So we can find tons of data about the origin of the solar system, origin of universe. We can find the like that, but we can verify that data from the Chandrayaan one that the surface is having uh, water trapped as ice in the moon and all other thing. That is why south. Okay, so it is being launched by LBM-3 जो PSLV का नया नाम है. This is the strongest rocket India is having, and it is going to be launched. It's launched from the Sriharikota, and they are again like after the failure of Vikram lander and all other thing, we are going to have the same thing, right? Lander and rover and propulsion module, which is going to analyze the surface of moon. Now LBM, the rocket that we are going to. Yes, the surface temperature of the south pole of moon is approximate minus 230 degrees. And the challenge, why the like what is the challenge with the south pole? Like if you are sending a rover with a solar panel and it is having abundance of sunlight, it can work for the very long period of time. But South Pole is the place where you don't find sunlight, so you cannot send any solar rover. So they are sending the battery operated rover that is going to operate over there for the one lunar day. That is the 14-day time. So for the 14 day, it will operate, then it will not operate. It will finish. Right? So challenges are there, but hope for the best. We overcome all the challenges. Correct. Okay, so there are three stages of LBM3. First stage is someone जो 600 and 200 किलोमीटर में अलग हो जाता है. Second stage is a Vikas engine, and it is like liquid fuel combustion engine, which either uses nitrogen tetroxide or any other particular liquid fuel. And at most, the final stage is a cryogenic engine, where we use liquefied hydrogen or use with liquefied oxygen. Cryogenics is a science that is associated with the very less temperature, and cryogenic engine uses liquefied or solidified fuel. So these are the three stages of LBM rocket that will send the Chandrayaan orbiter to the moon. Right. So any doubts in the Chandrayaan 2, Chandrayaan 3, sorry. I hope you don't have any doubt. Very good. So make sure to have to know what are the like people associated with this, what are the history associated with this. Indian National Committee on Space Research. Yes. I mean, uh, not exactly, not very logical, but my grandfather used to say at that time we don't have that sort of financial condition that we should create an entire new wing for the space research. So that is something which is associated like which was I told you, na, kind of luxury, right? Yes, the kind of luxury that we were affording. So that is the reason. We started with a committee, ultimately a proper organization, right? Launch vehicle 3, Mark 3 actually. Yes, it was GSLV Mark 3, GSLV MK3 previously actually, you know, and it is a three-staged rocket, and in according to like ISRO's data, ISRO's website, LVM3 is something which is the most powerful engine ISRO currently having. Okay, so let's start with the objective question. Question number, rules are simple. You have to answer in the chat box. Question number one, where will the international conference on the green hydrogen be held in July? July 2023 में international conference on green hydrogen. अंतरराष्ट्रीय हरित हाइड्रोजन कॉन्फ्रेंस कहाँ पे हुई? Right. Options are Bangalore, Chennai, Pune, New Delhi. Come on. Okay, सचिन का कहना है C, that's Pune. Anyone else? No? Okay, so the correct answer is option number D, Delhi. Yes. India has established a green hydrogen mission, right? So, the Ministry of Energy and Ministry of Renewable Energy, Petroleum and Gas, right? This is the ministry which decided to host this 3-day conference on the green hydrogen, right? That is known as the International Conference on the Green Hydrogen, Antarashtriya Harit Hydrogen Sammelan. Yeah, that's the Hindi word that conducted between 5 to 7 July in New Delhi. And see, hydrogen is one of the particular fuel which is, you can say, one of the most efficient fuel, and it does not produces any harmful gases. I mean, if you burn hydrogen, you will get water. Yeah, you will burn carbon, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and if you are burning coal, then some particular oxides of nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur will be there. But hydrogen is something that is very clean and very efficient. So this particular conference was associated with the advancement of green hydrogen mission and the kind of technical expertise, the kind of evolution we need in technology, storage, and भैया अगर हाइड्रोजन को आप फ्यूल के फॉर्म में यूज करोगे तो पेट्रोल पंप भी चाहिए ना हाइड्रोजन भरवाने के लिए फ्यूल स्टेशन भी चाहिए so there are some particular challenges that is being discussed in this conference for the betterment of the green energy and achieving the objective of hydrogen mission. Right. So that happened in July. Moving on. Sorry, the 5 to 7 July, New Delhi. When is the International Day of Parliamentarianism celebrated? So कुल मिला के अंतरराष्ट्रीय संसदीयता parliamentarianism, right, is celebrated. Options are 20th June, 30th June, 27th of June, 24th of June. बताओ भैया. Come on. Okay, so Sachin का कहना है B, that's 30th of June. Kavyayani is saying B, that's 30th of June. Yes, very correct. 30th of June. हाँ भैया सबके लिए दिन बना देंगे खुद के लिए दिन नहीं बनाएंगे क्या ये पार्लियामेंटेरियन इन्होंने बनाया it was 1889 precisely right when they decided to have a proper union so they created IPU that is International Parliamentarian Union. Okay. And they were like, whatever we are having, whatever we discussion we are having, issues we are having, we are going to meet and we are going to put the issues over here. Later on, coming time पे आगे बढ़ते बढ़ते in 2018, the United Nations organization decided to have this particular day as the International Day of Parliamentarianism. This is an awareness day so that parliamentarian can do better for the respective country, for the respective places where they are elected, they have been elected, right? So that is what the things associated with this. Moving on, who recently has been appointed by the central government as the acting chairman of the National Green Tribunal. यस अभी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के थ्रू एनजीटी का एक्टिव चेयरमैन किसे अपॉइंट किया गया है ऑप्शंस आर जस्टिस अरुण कुमार त्यागी शिव कुमार सिंह राजकुमार सिंह सुधीर अग्रवाल सचिन इज सेइंग बी दैट्स शिव कुमार सिंह Anyone else? Kavyaini? No? Yes, the correct answer is Justice Shiv Kumar Singh. जी भैया अरुण कुमार गोयल जो थे उनको क्या किया गया he retired he got retired and ultimately the Shiv Kumar Singh become the acting chairman of the National Green Tribunal. Now NGT is one of the particular अगर NGT की बात करें हरित प्राधिकरण राष्ट्रीय हरित प्राधिकरण right that is the Hindi name and it was 2010 when we had this particular Green Tribunal Act due to which the entire National Green Tribunal was established. It is associated with the conservation of forest, conservation of environment, ecology, and if there is any change in the laws associated with these points, it's NGT that take cares of it. Apart from that, if there is any person or any particular party uh, who had some issues, who got some challenges or losses associated with the forest or something like that, NGT is the one that is going to take care of it. So it was starting from 2010 to now, it's working fine. And Justice Shiv Kumar Singh is one of the particular IAS officer. He was associated as an observer of Ram Janmabhoomi, Ayodhya, right? When the Supreme Court case was going on, and ultimately now he is the acting chairperson of the National Green Tribunal. Okay, yeah, Shiv Kumar Singh. That's the Hindi name Shiv Kumar Singh. Like majority of people don't understand this, they write it Shiv Kumar Singh. Moving on, consider the following statements. From the fourth position in financial year 2022, Tamil Nadu has moved to the first position in financial year 2023 in the list of electronics exporting states of India. Second statement is Tamil Nadu's target of $100 billion in export in the next 5 years electronics manufacturing. Tamil Nadu is having target of $100 billion in the next 5 years in the electronics manufacturing. Which of the following statement is false or incorrect? Options are one only, two only, both one and two, none of these. Batao bhaiya. Okay. A, that's one only. Anyone else? The correct answer is option number D. Yes, none of the above. हाँ भैया लगभग 4 times हो गया है. It was 1.86 billion in the financial year 2022. Now it is 5.37 billions when it comes to electronics export in Tamil Nadu. So that is almost like 4 times, right? Three times 1.86 to 5.37. So it was in the fourth spot. Now it is in the first spot. That is correct according to the data of Finance Ministry. Then Tamil Nadu's government targeted to have a production of electronics manufacturing of $100 billion in the next 5 years. Yes, it may seems like unreal, very unreal, right? But it like targets are always unreal until you achieved it. So the Tamil Nadu government decided to have a manufacturing sector for the electronics to grow and up to the $100 billion in the next 5 years. That is also correct. So both the statements are correct. The question is about the false statement. So none of these is the correct answer. Okay, let's move to the next one. Okay, where will the FIFA Under 20 Women's World Cup will be held in year 2024? 2024 में Women Under 20 FIFA World Cup कहाँ पे होगा? Options are Indonesia, Colombia, America, Uzbekistan. बताओ. Come on, very easy. Okay, Sachin is saying A, that's Indonesia. Kavyani saying D, that's Uzbekistan. No? Okay, so recently June ending में meeting हुई थी FIFA council की and they decided to have some particular what we can say event. For example, 2025 FIFA World Cup is going to be held in America, USA, right? And there will be 32 teams that is going to participate. Apart from that, some other events like Under 17 FIFA World Cup 2023 will be in Indonesia. Under 17 FIFA, right? That is being Indonesia. Colombia will host 2024 Under 20 Women's World Cup. Yes. So Under 20 Women's World Cup is going to be held in year 2024 in Colombia. Then Under 17 Female World Cup is going to be in 2024 is going to be held in Dominican Republic and FIFA World Cup जो होगा वो that is going to be in US. Okay. Moving on. Consider the following statement. Right. Regarding the National Research or Foundation Bill, NRF Bill 2023. On June 28, 2023, the Union Cabinet approved the introduction of the National Research Foundation Bill 2023 in the Parliament. The bill provides for the setting up of National Research Foundation NRF. The Department of Science and Technology (DST) shall be the administrative department of the NRF, which shall be governed by a governing board. Which of the following statement is or are correct? बताओ. राष्ट्रीय अनुसंधान फाउंडेशन. बताओ जल्दी से. Tell me. Okay, Sachin is saying B, that's one and two only. Kavyani is saying D, all of the above. Yes, Kavyani is very correct. The correct answer is option number D. जी हाँ, जून एंडिंग में ये बिल जो है इसको सेट कर दिया गया कि कमिंग सेशन में पार्लियामेंट में दिखाया जाएगा. And this is going to increase India's aspect of research and development in all the aspect, right? Whether that is agriculture, science, technology, any other particular thing. And it will establish a national research foundation for sure. First one is correct, second one is correct. Now, this particular bill is associated with national education policy. Yes, 2020 में हमने national education policy adopt की थी, which wants students to get involved into more and more into the research and development. The National Research Foundation Bill is one of the particular part that is going to achieve the objective of national education policy. This will create a proper guideline and support for the like scientific level research and all other thing, and it's going to have approximate 50,000 crore budget for 5 years, and it will come under the Department of Science and Technology directly. So all of the points are correct. So correct answer is all of the above. Moving on. Consider the following statement related to the Energy Transition Index 2023 released in 2023. Wow, very good. So Transition Index 2023 के बारे में इन statement को ध्यान से सुनो. First one, this index is released by World Bank Group. Second statement, Sweden has got the top position in this index. India has got the 67th position in this index. Which of the following statement is or are correct? Options are 2 and 3 only, 1 and 2 only, 1 and 3 only, all of the above. बताओ भैया. ऊर्जा संक्रमण सूचकांक 2023. नो, नहीं सुना कुछ. Okay, Sajjan is saying all of the above. I can understand you haven't heard about it. The reason behind this is because climate change is not something which is a big thing for the media and news agency, though it's a very big thing. The thing is, ETI or Energy Transition Index is one of the index that actually analyze, that actually research and compare the readiness of a country for the energy transition. जी हाँ भैया, अभी अपन कन्वेंशनल सोर्सेस लाइक फॉसिल फ्यूल, पेट्रोलियम ये हम यूज कर रहे हैं, and we are transitioning toward the modern fuels like hydrogen, biofuels or something like that. This particular index compares the country's readiness, how much prepared country is, and the research and development. And this is particular index that is being released by World Economic Forum. किसके थ्रू? वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम. सो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट तो गलत हो गया. ये वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम के थ्रू रिलीज होती है, सो फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट इज रॉन्ग. एंड अनडाउटली स्वीडन गॉट द फर्स्ट रैंक. Sweden is the most prepared country for the energy transition. That is the ultimate outcome of that particular report. If Sweden got the first rank, right? India got the 67th position with, like, I'm not sure, out of 100 we are having score of 54 point something, right? That means this particular India is on 67th position. That means India is going to be like 67th number country that is prepared for energy transition. So statement 2 and 3 are correct. So the correct answer is option number A, 2 and 3. Very good, Sachin. Moving on. In which of state the Purvodaya Conclave was organized in July 23? जुलाई 2023 में पूर्वोदय कॉन्क्लेव किस राज्य में ऑर्गेनाइज आयोजित की गई? ऑप्शंस आर अरुणाचल प्रदेश, सिक्किम, मेघालय, असम. कम ऑन, अ वेरी इजी क्वेश्चन. Okay, Sachin is saying A, Arunachal Pradesh. Kavya, any idea? No? The correct answer is option number D, Assam. Yes, Guwahati, you have heard about it. Guwahati is the place where the Purvodaya Conclave, right, is being organized. Now, this particular conclave was associated with the awareness kind of, it was a kind of awareness conclave or awareness camp, that what are the works, what are the development that government of India did in the northeastern states. दैट वाज द थीम, दैट वाज द ऑब्जेक्टिव. मतलब हिंदी में जब मैंने पढ़ा था, हिंदी बेल्ट की न्यूज़पेपर, तो उसमें लिखा हुआ था पूर्वोत्तर में केंद्र सरकार के द्वारा किए गए कार्यों के बारे में लोगों को बताना. सो इट वाज अ काइंड ऑफ अवेयरनेस camp or awareness conclave through which the government of India decided to tell people what kind of good work they did in the northeastern part of country, the northeastern states of the country. Very good, Prachi. So that happened in the Assam recently, started from 1st July, I guess. Okay, and this particular person, Central Minister for the Science and Technology, Dr. Jitendra Singh, was the one who inaugurated this conclave, and this happened in Assam. Okay, so this is it from my side for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this session. I hope तुम्हें पसंद आया होगा content and question answer session. And this is it from my side for today. I wish you and all your loved one a good health, good mental health. Just make sure to stay motivated and stay positive for your studies. Thank you. Good night, guys. Uh, Kavyaini is saying why it is related to science and technology, science department. Uh, See, बच्चे, the thing is, they just need someone to inaugurate. Apart from that, the development, when it comes to development, the major aspect of development is associated with the science and technology. energy sector, right, economic sector, electronic sector, technical sector. So that may be the reason why Dr. Jiten Singh was invited. Yes. So this is it from my side. Good night, guys.